It's only been a few days since Black Clover has been out, and only a game with a development studio that actually cares would already be making such huge changes that don't seem huge if you haven't been playing the game. If you're one of the people that are watching the videos, while waiting for global, you might not really think that, you might not understand how much of a big deal it is, but these changes will likely be already in the global version, so changes happening right now to the Korean/Japanese version that we are actually giving criticism already to the global team are going to be probably already changed when the global version comes out, which is great. I think being on the lookout for these sort of things is important. So thank you, Black Clover Mobile News, for already compiling a bunch of this stuff. I'm using their posts here instead of using their actual official forum. But stamina, right? If you lose a stage in the game, you waste stamina. And that's usual for a lot of games. But honestly, having played Epic 7 for a while with their system of grinding, I was really hoping Black Clover Mobile would not have that. And it would be, if you lose a stage while you're doing continuous grinding, you wouldn't waste the stamina. And they are already, it's been a few days and they're already making that change. If you fight a stage, if you lose, it will not be subtracting your stamina. You will only subtract your stamina if you win. That is such a good change. It's like, especially because you lose a lot of stages. Like, the stages hit you pretty hard. If you're farming gear, a lot of the times you're farming with not like an overpowering amount of strength over the enemies either. Like, you might be losing like a few of those battles, and stamina is very valuable right now in the game. Huge change. It has been like not even a week and they're already making this change. So good. Like, it's a huge W. It's the kind of thing where when Grand Cross first came out, 7 listens to Grand Cross. If you watch this channel but not my other one, I don't know, that's kind of weird. But they were making these changes very frequently and it was so good. These sort of changes are what makes a new game pop. And people start looking, oh, this game is good. Because the developers actually care. So Arena, you can only hold 5 tickets for now. They're going to change 10, really great. Enemy refresh from 10 minutes to 5 minutes, really good right now if you haven't played Arena. The system is, there's 3 enemies you can face, and then for you to refresh, you need to either wait 10 minutes, if the teams they have are not, teams you can actually beat, or you pay 30,000 gold. But then now change to 5, and only they change to 5, they change to 3,000 gold, but you have no idea how much gold I spent to refresh in Arena, because you don't want to lose, right? So you want to face teams that you know you're going to win against, but 30,000 gold is a lot right now in the game. Huge change. And this 30 to 10 crystals, if you're at the top of the top, so they show here, top league, it actually costs crystals to refresh. They probably do that because they don't want you to refresh. They want you to actually face people that are right in front of you, instead of looking for a team you're actually going to win against. They're also lowering the cost, but I see why it actually costs crystals. Weird that it costs crystals to begin with instead of gold, but I understand the reason. And instead of taking 3 hours for each PvP stamina, it now takes 2 hours. Like, PvP is like something I do when I wake up. I don't play PvP like the whole day, because it takes 3 hours per stamina. It's 5 tickets. I do it like when I go to bed, I have like 3 tickets. When I wake up, I have like 2 or 3 tickets. I do the tickets, and again, I don't do it again until like the end of the day. So now it's going to be much faster between, because I have not bought a single PvP ticket with crystals. You can buy more PvP stamina with crystals, but I haven't been buying any because like, even without buying any, I've been maintaining myself top 100 to 200. And that's more than good enough for me, to be honest. Story. You get 5 story tickets total for completing up to chapter 3, episode 2. Story is like a gatekeep thing with the story stamina. To be honest, I think there was a lot of like exaggerated hate for the stamina system for story. It does make you stop so you can grind the rest of the game and not just go for story, because if you just go for story, you would lose anyways. The story is not it's not that easy. You want to get your characters up. So in between, there's a separate system And what's nice about the separate system is this. Let me open in game to show you. So as you can see here, coming soon, I've been done with story for like a while now. So what happens is you're still getting the story tickets. These are separate staminas. There's story stamina and regular stamina. So what do you do with the story stamina? Well, there are stages that you use the story tickets on that straight up just are made to give you crystals. That's all that there is for these story tickets. It's only 24 crystals, but if there was no separate system for the story tickets, these stages wouldn't exist, and these stages you can farm here. These, I don't know the rates, actually. I don't know if you can see the rates. I don't even know. These are very important, and then also crystals guaranteed every time you beat them, and the first time you beat them as well, you get extra. This system wouldn't even exist enough for the separate, and I think it's good. The fact that we don't, like, let's say on the Grand Cross, if a new story chapter comes out, we get to play the story chapter, cool. But it's like, until a new story chapter comes out, we don't have anything to do with story. But in this game, no. If you're waiting for a new story chapter, you can just use the story tickets on those stages. I think it's pretty good. You can earn up to 800 friendship a day now. Friendship is a weird system. Right now, the only thing you can do with friendship that I am aware of is pull in the friendship banner, which is not the worst thing ever because you can get SSR artifacts, and even if they're not ideal, maybe you get like a pretty bad one. I don't know what every single one does. You can dismantle them for currency, which is really good. Every single month you can buy a ticket that you can select a real SSR like artifact, like one of these right here, like this one, right? Like the character specific ones. I've already selected the one for Mars. Like that's really good. So more friendship summons means potentially getting more of those or closer to it as a free-to-play player, which is pretty good. Subjugation War, sorry. Seems like a guild war, but you know, we don't actually know what it is. Now, some other stuff that's coming out. So, yeah, the news page was talking about how it's not even been less than 6 days and like already such good quality of life updates. I pulled this out because I was gonna mention this is exactly what Grand Cross did, and Vic was the studio behind Grand Cross doing these changes. Like Vic is just such a good studio. I really hope they stay with Black Clover as long as possible and they don't start working on a new game for a long time. So raids are confirmed and looks pretty cool. I think this was a thing in the beta. I actually don't remember. I believe I saw this on the beta, and you had to use 2 separate teams. So if you're playing right now, make sure to work on more characters, not just 4. Like you have your 4 main like characters they use for PvP or whatever. Work on more characters. You're gonna need 8 characters, and the rewards are pretty good as I remember. It was like materials for you to either reroll gear or upgrade that tree skill system. I'm not too sure. Again, the beta was like 6 months ago. And then new chapter already dropping June 8th. New banner dropped June 8th as well. With I don't know if I can talk about this, but apparently 3 new characters. And also chapter 4. So if you want to like the day before not use your story tickets and wait for chapter 4, make sure. Again, these changes are probably going to be day 1 on global already, so you're not even going to experience the terror that was losing your stamina when you lose the stage and the super slow PvP, like how many matches you can play. PvP was already changed. Like they took our criticism of the beta of PvP and they took it very well. Like they changed the game so much to make it better, and I can't wait to see what more they do. I am very hopeful now, seeing such good changes already.